What's up, everybody? This is Chris Zimmerman. It's late on Sunday, I understand. But anyways, I'm talking about the concepts of basically space and how everything in space is affecting the Earth, and also the of how we can achieve a hyperdrive system. Now, the Earth is centrally magnetically stabilized at a 23.5 degree angle. 23.5, a variable, but depending between 23.5, 23.75, slight margin of error. But a lot of people have asked me, Chris, why haven't you asked how we could get a hyperdrive system? Well, a hyperdrive system is basically light speed, which is 186,000 miles per hour. So I don't know the exact measurement, but around 187,000. So for the time it would take for us to get to Alpha Centauri, which there are 76 star systems within the Orion arm of the Milky Way galaxy that are reachable within 4 to 8 light years of us. You gotta think about that. So for 4 light years, Alpha Centauri. Well, in light speed, you basically only be going a period of 2 years. 2 years there, 2 years back, because you're moving so fast that you would catch up basically there and back. They say necessarily, depending on the parsecs, astronomical units, but 4 light years away, you'd be there in two, be back in two, and not much would have really have changed. Now, a lot of people say that the space-time continuum would get messed up because of that. Well, not really, because the speed of light is 186,000 some odd kilometers, miles per hour. I'm not really sure. But if you think about it, the time it takes for you to get to Alpha Centauri would be a total of 2 years. 2 years. The time it would take for you to get back to Earth would be 2 years. There has to be a division of equal increments. So basically, in truth, the star systems that we have in the Orion arm may be 8 light years away, but in all reality, with hyperdrive, you get there within 4 years, 4 years back. So 2 and 2 is 4. So you would basically go 2 light years to get to Alpha Centauri in hyperspace, 2 years back to Earth to get back to Earth. Pretty much nothing has really changed. Now, if you're going to go all the way to the other side of the galaxy, it would be a long time. just count on that. Because the Milky Way galaxy is 100,000 light years across. So you would have to basically do a loop or go through trade routes to get through how fast you are to get to this certain planet or a certain system. Now, a lot of people say, why has the weather been acting up? Why has things been happening on Earth that aren't really scientifically explained? Well, our planet Earth and our solar system is at a 23.5 to 23.75 degree angle. So the changes of the seasons, which I don't understand this either. How can a northern hemisphere be in summer and the southern hemisphere be in winter? I just don't get that. Because we're rotating around the sun at the same speed, same calculation. A lot of people say, Chris, how is that feasibly possible? Well, 23.5. So, for example, you're making a rotation around the sun and it basically self corrects. The earth will self correct itself to point in the direction which you have the adjustments of the seasons on the northern and the southern hemisphere. So you basically have an adjustment pattern. And basically, for example, the Earth is at 23.5. They all claim that the planet wobbles or it shifts, or that's not really precise. Not really precise. Because when the Earth is getting ready to change seasons for about a day or two, it kind of a little bit wobbles. Because it's adjusting and self-correcting to the gravitational pull of Sol, or the sun, which is orbiting, which works with a lot of the planets in our solar system. They tilt a different way, or they look a different way compared to what we visually see it. We see it like it's tilting down, but really it's tilting towards the way the Earth is going. Now, a lot of people have asked me, a few of my friends have asked me, okay, so why is the Earth acting up? What is the problems with the weather? Why is there so much rain in deserts and stuff like this? The Earth goes through a period of a cycle, meaning that it goes through an adjustment cycle to recalibrate itself and get everything back running and moving smoothly, like the trade winds, the seas, everything is basically running in a way that is the way it should. A lot of people say that Planet X is gonna throw us and spin us head over heels. I'm gonna debunk that right now. There is no way that something can spin us head over heels. Let's just get that straight right now. Because the sun, Sol, the sun, is basically got so much gravitation of our planets that are in our solar system. It's not going to relent. It's going to keep that gravitation. It's going to keep everything orbiting around in the same pattern, same context. So when people say, oh, we have a brown dwarf, we have this, you're full of it. There's been nothing that we have seen outside of our solar system, as of yet, that is a prominent threat. And you can like or subscribe to this channel, I don't care. But if the Earth is going to be at 23.5 degrees and it stays at that same position while it's going around the sun, don't you think that the other planets are going to stay in the same rotation? Duh. Everything is clockwise around the sun as an orbit. There's different orbital patterns, different speeds at which the planets move around the orbit. Now you might think, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I've done my research. There is no planetary object or system that is coming into our solar system because it just does not happen like that. The doomsdayers and all of them say that Nibiru is going to come through and flip Earth over head over heels, and it just does not seem feasibly logical in that explanation. Because if you have an object moving past something really fast, it's really not going to have a pull enough to bloop, flip it over. Now, if it locks on, that could be a different story. But because we're 93 million miles away from the sun, which 93 million miles is a 1 astronomical unit. So 1 AU would be the distance from our planet Earth to the sun. 1 AU, astronomical unit. You got to think of something that's going to come in probably 10, 15 astronomical units away. And that is just not physically possible because something coming through our solar system is going to get bombarded by the asteroid belt. Whatever comes through basically will be shredded to bits if it has enough gravitational pull to do that. Basically, it's just going to suck all those asteroids into it, and it would not even have a chance to get past either Saturn, Jupiter, or Mars. And this is a theory, scientific theory, that I have come up with off my research. You can't have something that is so far out, just all of a sudden come in within less than a few years' time. Now, I understand I've read some of Zachariah Ascension's The 12th Planet. I've read some of these things, but I'm debunking that. Because when I debunk it, you gotta think. We haven't seen nothing yet, have we? We haven't seen this ominous red thing in the sky, this red star, this thing that, oh, it's the end of... No, we haven't seen anything like that. So whoever's coming up with this information is very, very wrong on their scientific theories. The sun, which is in the center of our solar system, we have Mercury orbiting, Venus orbiting, Earth, Mars, asteroid belt, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, which I still consider Pluto a planet, even though they downgraded it to a dwarf planet. Pluto's still a planet. But you gotta think. We haven't noticed anything yet. We haven't seen serious where something doesn't look right. A lot of these doomsdayers are going to sit there and try to tell you that this is going to happen. It's not going to happen. Nibiru is a myth. It has been debunked so many times. We're way past the 3,600 year period where this thing has come in. And it has not happened at all. And I've debunked that theory myself. You don't have a planet that's sitting at a 23.5 degree angle all of a sudden go flip ass over tea kettles upside down and back around again. It just doesn't happen. The law of physics are not going to let that happen because the sun and all the planets orbiting the sun have their own lock where they're going to stay in orbit on the same orbital path all the time, every time. No change. So you got to think about this. Nibiru. Debunked. It has not happened in this lifetime. And we've gone way past 3,600 years, to be honest. So, you got to think, oh, he might be right about something. And then for us humans, with our technology and our skills, why can't we devise a hyperdrive? Why can't we devise something that if we launch off of Earth, we hit hyperspace, we go to Alpha Centauri, which would only take 2 years there, 2 years back in hyperdrive. What's holding us back? Why can't we experiment? Why can't we all come together and use our knowledge to create a hyperdrive? To create hyperdrive systems, because the speed of light ranges 186,000 something. I don't know the exact number. Don't quote me on it. I ain't said nothing about that, but 186,000, it depends. Variables. There's variables to every scientific method of math, which basically allows calculations to be made kind of precise, maybe off by a couple of digits, who knows. But there are 76 star systems within our reach of 4 to 8 light years. So we're thinking, oh, something's gonna come and attack our... No, it's not gonna happen. It's never happened. It's the fear mongers who want to sit there and tell you, oh, Nibiru is coming. Oh, it's a brown dwarf gonna flip us head over heels and kill everything. No. It just does not work like that. The law of physics, you have the sun in the middle, the sun, center of our solar system, and everything moves in its own pattern around the sun as gyrostabilization, meaning the gravity of the sun and the gravity of the planets are holding everything together. Holding it together, keeping it as the solar system. So basically, before I end this live stream, which was a short one before I go to bed, wanted to ask you guys 3 things. Be sure to like, subscribe, maybe. What's your choice? I'm not pressuring. Number 2. What they said about what was going to happen is dead wrong. And number 3, think about the mathematical variables that can be adjusted before you do the experiment. Name's Chris Zimmerman. I appreciate it. Y'all God bless and have a good night. Thank you.